As the new school year begins for so many kids, local districts are still trying to figure out how to respond to an order directly from the White House. The Obama administration sent out a letter to school districts across the country. It advises them to let transgender students use bathrooms matching their gender identity or risk losing federal funding. WSBT-22's Veronica Jean Seltzer reports on the approach local schools will take this year.
When transgender advocate Megan Buell started substitute teaching in South Bend schools, she wasn't sure how people would receive her.
It's a scary proposition to have to use a bathroom where you're constantly thinking everybody is judging you, everybody is criticizing you.
After a brief adjustment period, Buell says the students and adults she works with focused more on what she has to offer as a teacher than on her gender. But she still worries for young transgender students across the country. So she was excited to hear about this letter with advice from Washington.
But I also was like, how in the world are they going to enforce this? My experience has been a lot of schools think it's not in their schools, so they just wait until it's their time to react to it.
I have heard that from several area schools. I sent out this email to the 30 largest districts asking for 2 pieces of information: how they're responding to the letter and whether or not they'll allow transgender students to use the bathroom that matches their gender identity. I've gotten responses from 9 districts so far, including Penn, South Bend, and Mishawaka. Of those, a theme emerges. Schools want to follow the rules, but not one of these emails directly addresses whether students will be allowed to use the restroom that matches their gender identity. Michael Pettibone with Mishawaka Schools says they've been researching and preparing for how to address transgender issues long before the federal letter arrived.
To be real truthful, that letter did not impact us.
I asked Pettibone what makes it so hard for schools to address this.
There's a group of people out there that want to make this a you're in or you're out issue.
He says schools are trying to maintain a delicate balance, one that the Tippy Valley superintendent says is not always easy to strike. Brett Boggs says schools now have to balance between the discrimination concerns of trans students and the privacy concerns of other students. Still, Megan Buell would like to see schools take a more proactive approach.
So when it does, come up and they're confronted with it, they make good decisions.
Decisions that make all students feel comfortable and ready to learn. Veronica Jean Seltzer, WSBT 22 News.
And we'll continue collecting those email responses from districts on our website. If you would like to read what they had to say in detail, click on this story. You'll find it on the WSBT 22 mobile app.